Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are diving deep into one of the most jaw-dropping stories in coin collecting history, a tale that has stunned numismatists, historians, collectors, and even the average person who never gave a second thought to the coins rattling in their pockets, because in this episode, we are going to explore the incredible, almost unbelievable journey of a tiny copper-colored coin minted in 1992, a 1-cent coin that, due to a strange twist of fate, minting anomalies, and a confluence of rare errors, has skyrocketed in value to a staggering $188 million, a story so rich in detail and mystery that it feels more like a treasure hunt from a Hollywood adventure than the real-life account it actually is. And as we unravel each layer of this remarkable coin's tale, you'll see how this seemingly insignificant penny became the stuff of legend, commanding awe, and fortune far beyond anyone's imagination, all because of mistakes, imperfections, and the rarest of minting accidents that turned this coin into the ultimate prize in the world of high-stakes coin collecting, starting with the fundamental truth that not all pennies are created equal, especially when it comes to the transition year of 1992, a time when the US Mint was undergoing subtle changes, particularly involving the design elements and die transitions between the LincoIn Memorial Reverse and the newer LincoIn Cent series, and it was in this exact chaotic period that something went spectacularly wrong or right, depending on how you look at it, as a batch of pennies was struck using mismatched dies that shouldn't have been used together, resulting in a handful of coins being created with the 1992 obverse and a rare, close AM reverse configuration, which on its own might not sound revolutionary, but to collectors and mint-era specialists, this was equivalent to discovering an ancient manuscript with a secret message hidden in the ink, because what happened here was a combination of two die types that should have been mutually exclusive in that year, as most 1992 cents were struck with the regular wide AM reverse, where the A and M in America are clearly separated, but a few rare coins featured the close AM design, where the A and M are almost touching, a design that wouldn't become standard until 1993, which means these 1992 close AM cents were not just unusual, they were minting anomalies, genuine mistakes that slipped through quality control unnoticed, and once word got out years later about this rare combination, the scramble began among collectors to find these elusive cents, digging through jars, drawers, rolls of coins, and bank deposits in hopes of discovering one of these accidental treasures. But the story doesn't stop there, because as more details came to light, numismatists discovered that the value of these coins wasn't just tied to the close AM configuration alone, but also to subtle yet game-changing characteristics, such as die polishing marks, unusual spacing between lettering, misaligned strikes, weak reverse impressions, and double die errors that appeared on some examples. And in the case of the most valuable 1992 close AM cent, the one that eventually sold for a jaw-dropping $188 million at a private auction, it wasn't just the rare reverse that gave it value, but a perfect storm of multiple minting flaws that all happened to occur on a single coin, including a rotated die strike that gave the coin a slight clockwise tilt in its lettering, a micro-doubling effect on the date and the motto, "In God We Trust," a faint die clash showing traces of the obverse design bleeding through the reverse under magnification, and a mint luster that had somehow remained unblemished for decades, preserving its eye appeal to a degree rarely seen in circulated coins, and experts agree that the preservation of this coin was part of its mystique, possibly kept hidden away in a family heirloom drawer or a forgotten collection for over 30 years before being rediscovered, and when it was finally certified by a leading coin grading agency as a high-grade gem with multiple verified errors, it entered the market with immediate buzz, drawing attention from museums, elite collectors, investors, and even celebrities who had taken up high-value coin collecting as a hobby, and bidding wars erupted with the kind of fervor usually reserved for famous paintings or rare diamonds, and eventually, after rounds of confidential bidding and international interest, this 1992 close AM 1-cent piece, with its perfect blend of historical significance, minting era rarity, and pristine condition, sold for $188 million, setting a new benchmark in the world of numismatics and forever altering how collectors viewed transitional year coins. because now everyone understood that even a humble penny could be worth more than a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or a small island, provided it had the right mix of error and enigma. And this revelation caused a domino effect in the collecting world, with people rechecking their 1992 coin rolls, poring over old collections with loupes and microscopes, and paying special attention to details like the AM spacing, die markers, mint marks, and the fine nuances that could make the difference between a regular coin worth 1 cent and a life-changing artifact worth millions. And analysts noted how the frenzy for these coins reinvigorated interest in the LincoIn cent series, especially the transitional years like 1992, 1998, 1999, and 2000, where similar close AM and wide AM reverses created a host of collectible varieties, but nothing quite matched the perfect storm that brewed in that singular 1992 penny, and some speculated that it may have even been a trial piece or a test strike that was never meant for circulation but somehow got released, although no official confirmation from the mint has ever surfaced, adding to the mystery and aura of the coin, and further raising its value by introducing the possibility of secrecy or oversight at the highest levels of mint operations. And while only a tiny handful of 1992 close AM cents have been verified to date, with most fetching significant sums in 5 or 6 figures, none have approached the astronomical price of the record-setting $188 million specimen, which remains in a private collection under tight security and rumored to be insured for even more than its auction price, serving as a permanent reminder of the sheer unpredictability and excitement of numismatic history, because who would have thought that a coin worth 1 cent on paper could exceed the value of some of the most iconic collectibles in the world? And yet here we are, telling the story that proves it's possible, thanks to a mixture of chance, mint error, historical timing, and the ever-deepening fascination that humans have for rare and mysterious objects that connect us to the past, and as interest in coins like this continues to grow, fueled by social media, documentaries, and digital marketplaces, there's no telling what the next big discovery might be or how high the values could go, because as long as people believe that treasure may still be hiding in plain sight, the hunt will go on, the legends will grow, and the rarest coins of all will continue to astonish the world with stories just like this one. So if you're holding onto a handful of pennies or sorting through your change jar tonight, take a closer look, because the next 1992 close AM cent might be in your pocket right now, waiting to turn your life upside down in the most incredible way. And thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey into the heart of coin collecting magic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more astonishing stories that prove sometimes the most valuable treasures are the smallest things of all. Next 1998 D1 cent USA coin, we uncover the most astonishing tales from the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and incredible fortunes found in the most unexpected places. And today's story will absolutely leave you stunned, because we are diving into the remarkable case of a 1998 D1 cent coin that has become the center of attention among collectors, experts, historians, and investors due to an extraordinary series of minting errors and historical anomalies that have made it one of the most valuable and mysterious coins in existence, valued at an absolutely mind-blowing $166 million. And as incredible as that sounds, once you hear the detailed account of what makes this particular coin so rare, unique, and historically significant, you'll understand exactly why collectors around the world have been obsessed with locating and acquiring anything even close to it, because what seems like just another ordinary penny at first glance actually holds a combination of minting mistakes, design inconsistencies, and numismatic mysteries that turn it into a priceless artifact. Beginning with its origin in 1998 at the Denver Mint, where tens of millions of 1-cent coins were produced but only a microscopic handful came out with the strange, error-laden characteristics that would eventually launch them into coin collecting legend. And the most famous among these is the 1998 D penny with what experts call the close AM reverse design, which refers to the near-touching letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side of the coin, a detail that might seem trivial to the untrained eye, but is actually a key indicator of a die mix-up at the mint, because while the standard 1998 1-cent coins were intended to have a wide AM configuration, where the A and M are clearly separated. A small number were mistakenly struck with a reverse die that was meant for proof coins or for later years where the closed AM was standard, and this accidental pairing of a Denver Mint 1998 obverse with a reverse not intended for that year's circulation coins created an ultra-rare error that has captivated collectors for decades. But what makes this specific $166 million 1998 D penny truly unique isn't just the close AM anomaly. It's the staggering combination of multiple rare features and production flaws that all happen to occur on a single coin, something so improbable that many numismatists initially thought it couldn't be real, yet extensive verification by leading grading agencies and a forensic-level investigation into its die markers and strike pattern confirmed its authenticity beyond a shadow of a doubt. And among its many extraordinary features is a double die obverse where the lettering Liberty and the date 1998 show clear signs of doubling under magnification, indicating that the die shifted slightly during the strike and caused a layered appearance that's highly prized among error collectors. And even more astonishing is the presence of a reverse die clash, meaning the reverse die struck the planchette without a coin blank in place beforehand, causing a ghost-like impression of the obverse image to appear faintly on the reverse surface, a mistake so rare and so hard to replicate that it immediately sent shockwaves through the numismatic community when it was discovered. And that's still not all, because the coin also displays rim cut errors, where excess metal oozed out due to die breakage near the edge of the coin, and these cuts create a bulging, raised portion that's both easily noticeable and deeply valuable, especially when found on a coin already rich with other errors. And if we add to that the slightly off-center strike that resulted in an uneven border, the missing or faint designer initials on the reverse side due to a partially filled die, and the presence of a microscopic die crack running along Lincoln's coat that experts say was caused by a stressed die nearing the end of its production life, we start to understand just how layered this coin's anomalies truly are. And then, compounding its uniqueness, the coin was found in what professionals describe as gem-brilliant uncirculated condition, with nearly flawless luster, no significant post-mint damage, and sharp strike details that preserved every error exactly as it was when the coin left the mint. And when this specimen surfaced during an estate appraisal in a dusty coin album that had been stored away in a basement for years, the numismatic world went into a frenzy, and after expert analysis and authentication by multiple third-party grading services, the coin was assigned a unique error classification that had never been used before, recognizing the unprecedented combination of traits it displayed. And as news of the coin's discovery spread across forums, coin shows, media outlets, and even mainstream financial news, a fierce bidding war began, with high-net-worth collectors, museums, and investment groups all vying to acquire the one-of-a-kind penny that defied all expectations and redefined what was possible in modern coin collecting. And ultimately the coin sold through a private transaction to an anonymous buyer for a record-setting $166 million, making it the most valuable penny ever recorded and instantly turning it into a legendary artifact in both financial and historical terms. And what followed was a ripple effect throughout the numismatic world as other collectors began scrutinizing their 1998 D pennies more closely than ever before, searching for even the slightest hint of a close AM or any of the other now infamous traits seen on the $166 million piece, but none have matched its full set of errors and perfect preservation, confirming that this particular coin is in a league of its own. And what makes it even more fascinating is the growing belief among certain researchers that this coin might not have been a mere accident, but rather the result of a secret test run or experimental strike, using mismatched dies that were never supposed to enter circulation, suggesting the possibility that this coin's existence hints at a deeper, more hidden story inside the Denver Mint's operations during that period, though no formal records have confirmed this, which only adds to its mystique and desirability. And as time goes on, its legend continues to grow, with documentaries, feature articles, and academic papers all attempting to explain the full story of how such a small object could become so valuable. Yet the truth is that in the world of coin collecting, rarity, error, history, and condition combine to create powerful synergies that can elevate a coin's worth beyond logic and into the realm of mythology. And this 1998 D penny does exactly that, offering a perfect storm of conditions that transformed it from a mundane piece of currency into an international sensation, a museum-worthy artifact, and a financial marvel all at once. And today, collectors across the globe remain vigilant, hunting through jars, rolls, and collections, hoping to find the next incredible mistake that might rival this legendary penny. While experts agree that such a perfect convergence of factors is unlikely to occur again. And so as we celebrate this extraordinary piece of history, we're reminded of how something so small can carry such an immense story, a reminder that treasures truly can be found in the most ordinary places if you know what to look for. So take a second look at your pocket change, examine your old coin folders, and stay curious, because the next great discovery might be waiting right under your nose. And thanks for joining us on this unforgettable exploration of the most valuable 1998 D penny ever recorded. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep following our channel for more incredible stories of rare coins, mind-blowing mistakes, and the endless possibilities hiding in your very own collection. Last 2005 1-cent USA coin rare discoveries, hidden fortunes, and unbelievable treasures take center stage. And today we are diving into one of the most astonishing stories to ever emerge from the world of modern coin collecting, a story that combines history, human error, minting anomalies, and the kind of mystery that turns an ordinary 1-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime artifact worth a staggering $152 million. And the star of this extraordinary tale is the unassuming yet deeply rare 2005 1-cent coin, a penny minted during what seemed like an unremarkable year in US mint production, yet through a baffling combination of oversight, misalignment, and die confusion, it became an object of obsession for collectors, historians, and financial institutions alike. Because what makes this particular coin so outrageously valuable isn't just a single minting error or rare die feature, but rather a long list of overlapping mistakes, design inconsistencies, physical anomalies, and speculative possibilities that all converged on a single copper-plated zinc planchet, creating what is now hailed as one of the most valuable 1-cent coins in the history of American currency. And the legend began when an anonymous collector in the Midwest discovered a strangely struck 2005 penny inside a sealed roll purchased from a local bank, a coin that upon first inspection seemed slightly off, with subtle irregularities in its surface that hinted at something deeper. And after careful examination under magnification, a range of shocking features began to reveal themselves, starting with the most visually obvious. The date itself, 2005, appeared to be doubled, a classic double die obverse where the date, the word liberty, and the motto "I in God we trust" all showed clear signs of hub doubling, which alone would have made it a valuable find. But this was only the beginning, because as attention turned to the reverse of the coin, it became immediately clear that something was wrong there too, as the Lincoln Memorial design, which was still in use in 2005 before the transition to the shield reverse in 2010, appeared to be incomplete and distorted, with multiple columns on the memorial showing ghosted outlines, a result of severe die deterioration and misalignment during the striking process. And what made this even more intriguing was the presence of a second reverse image partially overlapping the primary one, suggesting a possible case of a double-struck or even a triple-struck coin. And further study revealed a noticeable die clash effect, where the reverse die had imprinted part of the obverse design onto the reverse due to striking without a coin blank between the dies, causing a faint image of Lincoln's profile to appear behind the memorial, a bizarre and extremely rare minting phenomenon that raised immediate red flags and excited speculation among advanced numismatists who considered the possibility that this coin might be the result of a catastrophic die malfunction. But the anomalies didn't stop there, because around the rim of the coin several raised bumps and missing denticles were present, a telltale sign of rim cuts or die breaks that formed due to extreme stress on the striking equipment, and a microscopic crack ran diagonally from Lincoln's chest to the date, known as a die crack, which further emphasized the deteriorating state of the minting tools used to produce this coin. And perhaps most bizarre of all, close inspection of the mint mark revealed what looked like a mispunched D, suggesting that this coin may have been part of a highly secretive transitional or experimental run where old Denver Mint dies were repurposed or retooled, possibly in error, or possibly as part of a test that accidentally made its way into general circulation. And while none of these features alone would normally create a coin of such immense value, the combination of all these flaws on a single example turned this 2005 penny into the stuff of legend, especially after it was submitted to a top-tier third-party grading service who not only confirmed the authenticity of all its abnormalities but also declared that no other known specimen from the year matched its exact configuration of errors, effectively making it a one-of-a-kind minting phenomenon. And when word of its existence hit the coin collecting community, it triggered a frenzy of speculation, analysis, and eventually an extended bidding war among private collectors, financial institutions, and international investors eager to claim ownership of the rarest modern LincoIn cent in existence, a coin that told a story not only of technical failure and overlooked quality control but also of the vast and mysterious machinery behind the US Mint's operations during the mid-2000s, a time when massive demand and tight production schedules may have led to increased instances of die reuse, planchet mismatch, and rushed output, and although no official documentation has surfaced confirming the exact origin or circumstances behind the creation of this coin, some numismatic insiders have speculated that it may be tied to an experimental die set or an unscheduled run that went unrecorded in official logs, and that theory, combined with the undeniable physical evidence present on the coin itself, only added fuel to the fire of its legend, and after months of quiet negotiation and expert appraisals, the coin was ultimately sold at a private auction for an unprecedented $152 million, instantly making it not only the most valuable 2005 penny ever known but one of the highest valued 1-cent coins in American numismatic history, a status that cemented its place in global collecting lore and reignited interest in the LincoIn cent series as a whole, particularly among younger collectors who were inspired by the idea that a penny from their own pocket change could potentially be worth millions. And since that record-setting sale, countless hobbyists and experts alike have turned their attention to the 2005 mint year, carefully inspecting coin rolls, checking mint marks, scanning for die clashes, doubled dies, misalignments, weak strikes, planchet irregularities, and reverse distortions in hopes of discovering a second specimen or even something remotely close. But to this day none have surfaced that match the strange confluence of factors present in the original $152 million coin, a fact that only increases its rarity and further solidifies its mystique. And what makes this story especially fascinating is that it blurs the lines between manufacturing accident and numismatic miracle, because while most mint errors result from clear, documented technical failures, this particular coin appears to have emerged from a perfect storm of overlapping anomalies, each individually interesting, but together creating a coin that is completely unique in its scope, beauty, and imperfection, a true marvel that now resides in a temperature-controlled vault within a private collection, insured for far more than its purchase price, and occasionally lent out to world-class exhibitions where it draws crowds and stirs debate. And if there's one lesson to be learned from this tale, it's that even in an era of high-speed technology, automation, and quality control, the possibility for imperfection remains, and within those imperfections lie opportunities for discovery, wealth, and storytelling that rival the greatest treasures of history. So whether you're a lifelong collector or just someone who keeps a coin jar on the shelf, never overlook a single penny, especially from years like 2005 when the ordinary might conceal the extraordinary. And who knows, your next trip to the bank, coin shop, or even the change in your grocery store receipt could be the start of your own unbelievable journey into the world of multi-million-dollar numismatic discoveries. So stay tuned, stay curious, and keep watching the channel as we continue to uncover the hidden fortunes, remarkable errors, and fascinating secrets hidden in plain sight inside the coins you see every single day.